Okay, taking some time to answer some questions that have been sent to me via DM. And here we go. Okay, first question. What exactly will the Founding 50 be doing? Is this group exclusive or different from other physicians in the network? Okay, so yes, the Founding 50 is different. The first group of physicians isn't just joining the platform. They're going to be helping to build it. So as part of the Founding 50, you'll help to shape the model, guide how we train and support future physician advocates. And yes, you have early equity consideration in the platform that you're helping to design. But even more than that, you'll be part of the movement. Okay, the movement that's making physician-led advocacy the new standard of care. Presence, the new standard of care, not just another buzzword. You're going to determine how we decide to protect patients moving forward and how we're going to bring humanity back into medicine. Next question. What kind of physicians are you looking for? Great question. So we're not necessarily looking for titles. We're looking at the heart. Physicians who are tired of watching patients fall through the cracks, physicians who want to protect their patients differently, and physicians who believe in presence, physicians who believe that empathy matters. So, but that said, our initial focus will be on patient populations such as the aging seniors and adults. And so because of that, the majority of the Founding 50 will be coming from, internal medicine, family practice, hospital medicine. But we've intentionally reserved predetermined seats for specialists and subspecialty physicians, okay? Because all expertise are essential, right, to building a well-rounded advocacy model. So oncology, cardiology, neurology, palliative care, psychiatry, critical care, all the good stuff, pulmonology. So this structure is specific, again, to the Founding 50 cohort. It just ensures that we have the right mix, okay, of frontline clinicians and specialty voices shaping the foundation, okay, that we plan to scale to a full physician advocate network. So we're intentionally building a group that reflects the faces of medicine, okay, diverse in background, specialty, and lived experience. So that's how we make sure advocacy works for everyone we serve. Hopefully that answered your question. All right. Next question. How much time will this take? I'm already balancing a lot. Okay, so for the Founding 50, we've built this with real physician schedules in mind, okay? The commitment is quite flexible, about a few hours each month over the 6-month cohort. You'll join structured strategy sessions, share your insights from your practices, and just help us refine how the physician advocacy playbook will look like. There's no daily grinds and meetings, just high-impact collaboration, okay? That we will design to fit our lives. Okay? Hope that helps. Okay, next question. Is this paid? Is there equity or compensation involved? I don't like talking about money, but yes. Every physician advocate in the CareCrowd ecosystem will have the opportunity for compensation. Of course, based on engagement. But see, the Founding 50 members do receive early equity consideration because they're helping to design the foundation, right? So with that said, the full details regarding equity allocation and compensation structure are shared only with those accepted into the Founding 50. So we just want to ensure transparency while keeping the focus where it belongs, okay? The focus is not on money, it's on the mission. But there's ownership potential, but please don't apply just for that reason. Apply because you believe presence, sympathy, protection should define the future of medicine, and the rest will follow. Okay? I don't like talking about money. Can y'all tell? Okay, toodles. Next question. What happens after the 6-month cohort? Okay, so the Founding 50, after the initial 6 months, the Founding 50 members transition into the broader physician advocate network as mentors, as trainers, as community leads, depending on, on your interests. So your fingerprint stays on everything we build, from policy standards to the app feature, because, physicians help build this platform, right? And so, and of course, this is tied to your equity vesting. And so we have to, make sure that we're intentional about how our Founding 50 engages, and to ensure that this is truly a physician-built, physician-led operating system. And so, yes, again, that it will be tied to the vesting of your equity shares. Okay? All right. Okay. Do I have to leave clinical practice to join? Absolutely not. CareCrowd was created by practicing physicians who love medicine, but, we're just frustrated with the system, Please stay in your current role. Hospitalist, private practice, locums. If you're retired, fine. But we want to contribute meaningfully. The goal is not to replace your work, okay? But to expand our impact beyond the exam room, okay? Please don't leave your work. All right. Hope that helps. Okay, so how do I know if I'm the right fit? Oh, wow, that's a good question. So listen. If you're listening to these videos and you're reading all the things and you feel that tug within you, either frustration or maybe hope or conviction, you're probably the right fit. Listen, we're looking for doctors who care, who communicate clearly, who want to be part of something that outlives them, Empathetic doctors who are purpose-driven, not just here for performance or prestige. If that's you, come join us. Next question, what's the next step? Okay, so that's simple. Serious inquiries only. Please DM me and I'll send you the link to apply. You'll get all the details about the information session, the timeline, what to expect, and from there we'll schedule a brief call if you're selected to move forward. Okay, I just want to be clear. The brief calls only occurs and happens with the selected 50, the actual Founding 50 that have applied and have been selected. That's where the brief phone call comes in. Okay? Does not happen with everyone who applies. Okay? Just wanted to be clear. Everyone who applies and actually gets selected, there's a 2-part process. Will be invited to the information session. There will be a webinar that you'll be attending, and it's probably going to be more than 50 people. Okay, from that point on, there will be the final process, and from that point on is when the brief one-on-one phone calls will be scheduled and had. I just want to be clear about the phone calls, because y'all know your girl don't got no time. You don't got no time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, just wanted to be clear. Okay, later. Okay, another question. How will patients or families be assigned to physicians? Okay, now we're getting into product questions. I'm not really ready for this, but let me just tell you what I know briefly, and then there will be more Q&As as it pertains to the actual platform. Right? And we'll have the experts come and discuss that. But I will say one thing, in this early rollout phase, every single match is physician reviewed, okay, before assignment. So that means an actual doctor, not an algorithm alone, but an actual doctor will look over each case to make sure the match makes sense clinically, makes sense emotionally. And this physician-led review ensures that during these first stages, no family feels like just another digital match, right? We want every member to feel like they have a doctor in the family, someone who gets them, not just their diagnosis, but someone who truly gets them. As a member of the Founding 50, you'll be directly involved really in shaping and refining the process, and helping us determine how the technology, which is which is going to be the one that would scale this platform, but we don't want to pretty much get rid of the presence, if that makes sense. So we are going to make sure that the early rollout phase, we are reviewing each case, but the technology, which is essentially what we're building, will be what helps us to scale that with the use of AI intelligence, but being intentional not to remove the humanism in the advocacy, all right, and in the matching process. I will say that the part of the manual matching is a short project, I guess is the way my brain thinks about it, because I'm not fully techie. I am a first-time tech SaaS founder. That sounds pretty cool, huh? But you got to prove that you're able to do certain things before investors and VCs come take you seriously. So we have to prove that there are people out here in the market who see value in having a doctor in their family. Okay, having access to the presence of a clinical lifeline as a guide during the moments that matter the most, the in-between visits, the in-between the appointments, after discharge, at home at 2 a.m. when no one is around, when you have the potential of making the wrong decision, right? Because you just don't have clarity, you just don't have guidance. Those moments, we want to make sure that we're able to prove that the consumer sees value in having a doctor in the family, someone they can connect with and talk to, either via voice, text, or video during those critical moments. Okay, and so as we do this, as we build, things just get more interesting, and this is where our techie people come in. Okay, this is above my pay grade at this point. All right, hopefully that makes sense. How will patients or their family be assigned to physicians? Okay, so every CareCrowd member, the person at the center of their care journey, is matched through a combination of AI intelligence and a physician oversight. So our matching technology will look at the practical side, things like medical complexity, specialty, alignment, communication style, language, but we also layer in the human side, okay? The empathy, language preferences, the personality fit. But in the early rollout phase, every single match is physician reviewed before we assign it, okay? So that means an actual doctor, not just an algorithm, will look over each case to make sure the match makes sense, okay? It needs to make sense clinically, but it also needs to make sense emotionally, you know what I mean? So this physician-led review will ensure that during these first stages, no family feels like they're just another digital match. We watch and we want every member to feel like they have a doctor in the family, someone who gets them, okay? Not just someone who would diagnose and treat them, but someone who really gets them. Now, as the member of the founding 50, you'll be directly involved in shaping and refining the process, okay? You will be helping us define and determine how tech can scale without ever replacing presence, okay? So that's the answer to that question. What is the long-term vision for CareCrowd? Okay. CareCrowd's vision is simple but radical, and it's to make presence the new standard of care. Presence. We're building the first ever physician-led advocacy operating system that protects patients during the 92% of healthcare decisions, and that is usually made when there's no doctor present. Long term, this will become a scalable ecosystem, connecting physicians to families, to caregivers, to partners through an intelligent advocacy infrastructure that will keep humanity at the center of healthcare. So I see a future where every patient, no matter their zip code, no matter their insurance status, has access to real physician presence, not just when they're sick, but when they're deciding what's next. That's what we're building, and the founding 50 will forever be known as the group that helped us get there.